Yo, what's going on, guys? He's back with a little talkative episode. So, in the background, you're going to see a nice little shootout, but through my voice, you're going to hear something different. We're going to be talking about the next franchise mode or jam mode, whatever the hell you want to call it. So, I have talking points I want to get to. First and foremost, there will be a poll on my Twitter. The Twitter will be in the link in the description below. That will be for the next team that we're using. I'm going to give you guys the choice. I had a couple teams in mind, but I figured I'd rather just give you guys a choice, let you decide who you want to see next. And now, the 4 talking point questions. I have to ask you. 1, should we use current rosters, meaning I don't touch the rosters, use the same rosters I used for the last franchise mode. 2, second option, would be fantasy draft. I'm also going to put a poll up for this too, I think. Current rosters, meaning I don't touch anything. They stay exactly the same. Option 2, we could do a fantasy draft. And if we do a fantasy draft, take into account the team we choose, it doesn't count for a future GM mode. Like, I won't skip over them the next time I do a franchise mode. Like, if we do, I don't know, Chicago, for example. If we do Chicago for a fantasy draft, I'm not going to skip over them the next time I consider doing a franchise mode because I won't have their actual rosters. Because I want to use every team with their actual roster. So it'll just be a franchise team. We won't necessarily skip over them in the future. The third option would be a super roster update, meaning I will put players on their respective teams where they belong through free agency and trades and whatnot. I will edit overalls to where I see fit. I will make random prospects really good to make the drafts a little more interesting and whatnot. And yeah, just upgrading and downgrading, going through everything. The problem is with this is the Vegas Golden Knights, having them, if anything, I could just put all the guys that they drafted, I can leave them on their respective teams, or I could just drop them all to free agency. I'm gonna put this poll up on Twitter too, so stay tuned for that. All right, so those are your options. The Twitter poll is up as of right now. Let me just make sure it went through. I'm gonna put up the second one now. We're gonna put up a poll. Okay, choice 1 is current rosters. Choice 2 is fantasy draft, which I think would be interesting. And the third option is super roster update. Okay, poll length. And these polls are going to be only 2 days long, so get your answer in now. Rosters for next GM mode. Hashtag NHL 17 and tweet. Alright, so make sure y'all get on Twitter. You put your vote in the poll, and once the poll's over, we will start our next franchise mode with the new roster, perhaps. Well, here's the thing: if it's a super roster update, it'll probably what's today's date? If today's the 9th, so I'd say the next franchise mode episode will either be the 12th or the 13th, depending on what I have to do for the rosters. If it's a super roster update, I'd say the 13th. Play it safe because I want to do my due diligence on these rosters. I don't want to just make crappy rosters, half-ass them, and make it a non-entertaining series. I want to make this series the best it possibly can be. Alright. So, super roster will be like that. Fantasy draft we could probably do the same day. So probably like the 11th. Or the current rosters will probably be the same day as well. Quite frankly, I wouldn't mind doing a super roster update. These rosters are quite outdated to the point where some really good players are really bad and really bad players are really good. So I wouldn't mind going through and doing that. You guys let me know. The poll is up on Twitter. Make sure to check out CJS on Twitter, CJSYT. The link is in the description down below. Follow. Vote in the poll, and don't be afraid to retweet my account. We're only trying to get more popular on here. Think about it. The more money I make on YouTube, the more YouTube I do, because then I won't have to work a job and whatnot. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed it. And enjoy the rest of the shootout. I'm actually not sure if I win. I'm kind of just recording stuff at this point and throwing it up there. I'm actually not even sure. Let's see. I couldn't even tell you if I won this shootout or not, to tell you the truth. So, enjoy. Hopefully I do. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!